we both witnessed not very good events in Albania. Me, as an Albanian, I'm not very proud of it. How do you see those things?
Well, first of all, and most importantly, I am very upset for Albania, for the tragedy that has occurred, for the loss of life. These are very dark times. I'm very sorry as well that a nation that has worked so hard to establish its reputation for responsibility and for stability has run into this ugly and dark passage. I hope that there will be no further violence or loss of life. In a democracy, there are many ways and channels for expressing disagreement, but the assault on public property and violent demonstrations is not one, and only in the most extreme circumstances does one ever see that deployed. In the case of Albania, it's my impression that there were still avenues open to negotiate legitimate political differences between the major contending parties. I fail to see, therefore, how any advantage came to Albania by going to the streets and assaulting in a violent manner the buildings, the property of the state. Everyone loses. Albania's image is undermined. The events of the past 14 years ago, 1997, are brought back to mind. That's not where Albania wants to be. I don't want to see Albania there.
If in a democratic country, can something like that happen?
Well, you know, the right to protest is a right that is reserved by citizens. A right to protest, however, should be a right to protest in a responsible manner. And that form of protest should occur within the rules of the society, within the laws of the city of Tirana and of the country. In this case, these rights have been carried to an extreme. When public property is assaulted, when violence occurs, then the rules of the road are being broken, and that I frankly regret. But I regret it not only for the tragedy that's occurred with the death of Albanians. I regret it because the signal that the world receives as a result of these demonstrations, these violent demonstrations, is that Albania is not a stable, not a responsible country. And that's certainly not the reputation that the Albanian American community has sought to enhance over the years. It isn't the image the United States, which regards itself as a friend of Albania, wants to see Albania seen in. I can only therefore say, as a friend and a dear friend of your country, that protest is fair, but it should be carried out in a democratic manner. It should be carried out peacefully, and only when negotiations between those of different views have completely broken down, and that does not appear to be the case in Albania today.
Thank you very much for your time and for your readiness to respond to this as a friend of Albania and Albanians. I'm very sure that seeing those pictures, you did not feel proud, same like me and many of us.
Well, I know where the real spirit of Albanians lies. You want your country to emerge in the front ranks of Europe. You want Albania to be like all the rest of the West, like the United States, like Britain, France, Germany, Austria, Switzerland. That's where you want to be. But you don't get there if political differences are hammered out in the street in a violent manner. I'm very sorry about these events. I regret it for the violence done to individuals. I regret it to the damage of property, those injured. It's all sad, but most of all, I regret it for Albania's image. Albania deserves better.
Ambassador, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me join you this evening.